We see the points that he's averaging. We see the marksmanship. We see how great he is. But more importantly, we see the kind of season the Golden State Warriors are having. And that doesn't mean the Brooklyn Nets have fallen off the wagon. We understand that's not the case. They're still winning games. They're still the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference. KD has been putting on an absolute show. I think it's neck and neck in terms of league MVP honors. I'm not trying to act like Steph has it with ease, Jay, or by a mile. I'm certainly not implying that. But I think that when you combine his greatness combined with the Golden State Warriors and what they've been doing this season and fantasies that we have about them ultimately winning the chip, then I compare that to KD, and here's what I come up with. A sensational dude, a professional scorer, an individual, while Steph Curry may be the greatest shooter in the history of basketball, KD might go down as the greatest scorer in the history of the game before all is said and done. I'm not trying to dismiss anything he's doing. Here's my problem, and it's just a preference, Jay.
It's where he's doing it at?
No.
Okay.
Actually, no. Actually, even though that I would have preferred the Garden, we all know this.
Yes.
And I think in hindsight, he would have preferred the Garden, but that's just me. That's not where I'm going with this. I'm looking at this schedule. Let me throw this by you, Jay. They opened the season with a loss to Milwaukee. They've lost to Charlotte. They've lost to Miami. They've lost to the Chicago Bulls. They got blown out by the Golden State Warriors. They lost to the Phoenix Suns. They lost to the Chicago Bulls again. They lost to the Houston Rockets. And I'm just looking at these teams that are playoff caliber teams, and so many of them you've lost to. And here's where I walk away. Here's what I walk away feeling, Jay. And I don't wish this because I love KD. If the Brooklyn Nets don't win the chip, but Golden State does, Kevin Durant is on the verge of being more recognized for the guy who left Steph Curry to join forces with Kyrie Irving than a guy who won 2 championships and 2 finals MVPs. That's where I'm at with it.
So on one hand, when he goes to Golden State, that's the weakest move. And now, because he left and he decided to go with Kyrie, you're going to hold that against him as well, even though Kyrie's not playing this year.
Time out. I will remind you, be very, very sensitive about bringing up that subject about me calling it the weakest move, because you were the host of the boardroom where KD and I had a one-on-one conversation. And you was there. You emceed the conversation. So we addressed all of that.
I understand.
All right, so don't just bring that up.
I'm not just putting it into perspective. That's all.
But
providing context. That's all I'm saying.
I put it in perspective. I did that day right in front of his face. You know that.
The race is neck and neck. But I don't understand what you're talking about. You know, when you start going through the list of teams that they've lost.
They're playoff caliber teams.
Let me. Who has the better conference in the NBA right now? Is the Eastern Conference better than the Western Conference?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. That's number one. Number two.
Time out. There's been some injuries. I mean, there's been some injuries. Miami's had some injuries. Philadelphia's had some injuries.
Top to bottom, Stephen A. Who's the best conference?
I'm going to give it to the East.
You're going to go to the East. You're going to go to the East.
For the moment.
Okay, we're going to go to the East.
Because
that's
number
number one.
11 games.
All right, they're number one seed in the East. Okay. They have, the Golden State Warriors have 3 more wins than the Brooklyn Nets.
They blew out Brooklyn.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
What is Kevin Durant shooting from the field?
50, I don't have it in front of me. 52% and 37% from three-point range.
So he's close to 50, 40, 90?
Yes.
What is Steph Curry shooting from the field?
I haven't looked.
42%.
Okay.
And he's shooting close to 40% from the three-point line.
Okay.
Who leads the NBA in scoring?
KD.
Okay. So they play in the better conference. They lead the NBA in scoring. They're shooting a better true shooting percentage and effective field goal percentage from the field. How could you have Steph with a slight advantage over Kevin Durant for MVP?
Because I just explained it. You want me to regurgitate my comments?
Me too, because maybe it didn't register with all the facts that I just gave.
No. Because again, you're looking at things just from a percentage perspective. I'm looking at impact. I'm looking at the impact that Steph Curry has had on the rest of his team as well. Without Klay Thompson, without James Wiseman, I'm looking at that.
So I'm looking at impact in Kevin Durant when James Harden hasn't been himself.
Well, you asked me the question. Exactly.
And Kyrie Irving hasn't been on the floor.
Time out. And who do you think is partially responsible for that?
What do you mean?
Excuse me. Yes, they're professionals, and they got a job to do, and they're coming up short. But who's the face of the franchise?
Kevin Durant is.
Okay, so if something's going wrong with the Los Angeles Lakers, don't we look at LeBron?
Stephen A., stop.
Don't we look at it?
Stop it.
Don't we look at it?
Here, How are you? So now you're putting that on. So you're putting James Harden's ability to try to get people involved, even though he's averaging like 8.5, 9 assists. You're putting his lack of scoring on Kevin Durant. That's Kevin Durant's fault.
Hold on. Excuse me. Haven't you looked at James Harden and you said he could be better?
James Harden can be better, but I'm not putting that on Kevin Durant.
Excuse me.
I'm looking at Kevin Durant picking up the slack for James Harden not being what he's supposed to be, what he was last year.
Do you not have conversations about leadership? Do you not bring that up?
Wow, now we're questioning Kevin Durant's leadership.
I'm not questioning anything. I'm asking you a question. Do we not look at the face of a franchise and look at them and not just look at their own individuality, but the effect that they have on the players around them?
They're number one in the East in a better conference. I don't know where you're going with your conversation.
Well, then you don't comprehend.
I'm not comprehending. That's why I need you to help me comprehend.
The Golden State Warriors are a better team. I believe that Steph Curry has had a greater impact on his team's success than Kevin Durant has had. I believe Golden State is better than Brooklyn, and I believe that if Kevin Durant does not win the chip in Brooklyn, and this part I think is totally unfair to Kevin Durant. I think it's totally unfair to Kevin Durant. But I do believe that if Kevin Durant is watching Steph Curry win a championship, people are going to look at Kevin Durant and say, you left Steph Curry for Kyrie Irving. I believe that.
But that's what you wanted Kevin Durant to do.
Stephen
You wanted him to leave, Stephen A. That's why I don't understand your reasoning.
It was held against him for leaving. Now he chooses to do it on his own.
I don't know what side you're coming at it from.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I love when I frustrate you like this.
You do frustrate me.
I know I do.
Both of y'all do, because it ticks me off when you act like you're not comprehending what I'm saying. Yes, I wanted Kevin Durant to go someplace else and win a championship, okay? I would have preferred the Knicks, but that's a subject for another day. What I'm saying is when you consider all that has happened in Brooklyn, with Kyrie not being there, with James Harden coming in out of shape, not once, but twice, okay? I'm not blaming Kevin Durant. I'm saying it ultimately is going to be held against him. If Steph Curry...
So you just don't like the way Kevin Durant went about forming his own team? You don't like it?
I didn't say that. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.